Speaker span.
No, amefungua mic. Wanjira ya.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Perfect. Good evening, everyone. KOT, habari ya jioni.
Salama.
So my name is Wanjira. I am an advocate of the High Court. And I think I've come to this space to agree with some things that have been said and to disagree with other things that have been said. I think the last speaker amesema hapa ati Ruto atafedheka kwa roho yake. Let me just say that I have not seen in my life anyone more shameless than Ruto. He has been lying his entire life, his entire political career, and he's not going to start feeling ashamed or embarrassed now. So I'm not sure there's anything we could do to embarrass him. Perhaps others around him, like Cecily Mbarire, will feel embarrassed and come to niliona akikelelesha people in Embu telling them that they, hawajafika hiyo kiasi ya kukosa aibu mpaka they are jeering at the president. And what I would say in response to that is perhaps Cecily Mbarire can feel embarrassed on behalf of the president. But Cecily Mbarire also told us when we were rejecting the finance bill that her priority is to see that the president is re-elected. So again, reinforces my point that those two people, birds of the same feather, which is the same exact everybody in parliament right now, everybody that claims to be an MP, just a bunch of unembarrassed, shameless clowns. That is number one. Number two, I want to say that protests is the language spoken by the downtrodden and the people that feel unheard. So I do not...
Odu, kindly mute your mic, eh?
She was still struggling to come to the tragedy.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so protests are the language, is the language spoken by people that feel unheard, by the downtrodden. And a lot of reasons have been stated here tonight for why we should be on the streets and why, this administration continues to pretend that it hears us or that it knows what our issues are, but it actually doesn't. And for those reasons, and I do not think that it is my place to pile on more reasons because we are all clear, the protests is exactly the way to go. So if you feel unheard, if you feel that this government does not actually care about you, protests is exactly the way to go. And this is not a right given to you by the government. It is a right recognized by the Constitution. It is not even a right given to you by the Constitution. It is a right recognized by the Constitution. So it is a right you have as a human being to protest and to marshal, other people and go make your voices heard where it matters. KOT, I came on this space because I think there's a lot of fear mongering also that is happening about tomorrow. Or what if I don't know what if people are arrested, the presence of the police in town, and all that. And I want to say, I want to demystify the arrests that happen, particularly when there are protests. Tomorrow, if you are arrested, if you're lucky, if you're arrested, you will be taken to a police station because we also know that there's people that are abducted during protests. The government refuses to recognize it, but if you're lucky, if you're arrested and you're lucky, you will be taken to a police station. What I want you to do is that if you find yourself in a police cell, familiarize yourself with the people you're with in the police cell. Because this happens that sometimes the following day when you're taken to court, some people are left behind. So familiarize yourself with the people you are with in your cell. If you can, get a list of the people you're with in your cell so that the following day when you're brought before court, you have a clear list that you can be able to give advocates so that we can be able to know who was arrested, where were they, how many were they, and have they been brought to court. Because the other thing about this administration is that people are disappearing. That is a fact. That you could be in police custody, but we do not know where you are. For a long time, I think even just recently with Bob Njagi and the Longston brothers, they're saying, oh, he was in police custody, he was not in police custody. It is not clear what is happening. So if you are arrested and you find yourself in a cell with other people that have been arrested specifically for protesting, get a list of the people you are with in the police cells. I am not saying anybody will get arrested tomorrow, but it is more likely than not that some people will get arrested. If you are able to communicate with an advocate from a police cell, I know that there's people that usually have phones in the police cell. Please get that list to an advocate. I have put on the Jumbotron or the chat box, there's a toll-free line, the LSK toll-free line. So you can be able to communicate with that line, let somebody know how many you are and where you are exactly. So that again, we can know how many protesters, for example, have been arrested in Central, how many are at Kamukunji, how many are somewhere else. So this is just me letting you know that this is what is likely to happen tomorrow and how can you be able to save yourself and others. The other thing is this, if you see somebody being arrested, they're not being put in a police vehicle. Sijua naeko kwa Subaru, sijua naeko wapi. We always say this to everybody, especially ahead of a protest. Do not let somebody get arrested while you watch. Specifically because tomorrow you are showing up as people of the same caliber. Usiache mtu ashikwe umejiangalilia. Which is why, again, we are really doing our best to fight. There's a bill, there's an assembly demonstrations bill that is coming that is going to make it illegal for you to prevent someone from being arrested, because if you're obstructing the law, you can be charged and, you have to serve a jail term of a year and pay a fine of 100,000. We are trying to make sure that bill does not come into law, but that bill is not law yet. So you still have a good opportunity to make sure that whoever you're with, make sure that nobody is being bundled into an unknown vehicle by an unknown people. It is your right. The right of self-defense also applies to defense of another person. So if you can see for a fact that this is a person that is being taken and we do not know who is taking them, it is a number plateless car, it is police that are not even in uniform, we don't know where they are being taken, do your best to ensure that that person is not taken, or at least have video footage or something to ensure that we can be able to know, what happened to this person, right? The other thing I can say is that the LSK, I cannot purport to speak for the LSK, but there are advocates that I know that are completely 100% devoted to ensuring that anybody that is arrested or abducted is found ASAP. So we will do our best and we will be on call tomorrow, that if you are arrested, whatever happens to you, if you have contacts of an advocate, specifically advocates that you know that usually come through, just so kuna wale, they have developed a name for coming through for protesters. If you have whatever you can be able to do to put the message out there, if you are taken or someone else is taken, put the msingoje jioni, tafadhali, msingoje jioni, so that we can start mobilizing. But we are 100% devoted to ensuring that whoever is arrested is ASAP released, or if they are arraigned in court, we're going to ensure that you have representation. That is what I wanted to say. But this protest, 100% kesho, we have to do it. It is necessary. It is our way of sending a message. Thank you, KOT.
Thank you so much, Wanjiro. It's glad. Always you are with us, always supporting. You have been very active and vocal in this movement. We are always relying on you, especially in the matters legal, and all your colleagues. This is the first time ambao tumeona kwamba Wakenya tumekuwa karibu sana na LSK. Hizo miaka za nyuma tulikuwa tunasikia tu LSK kwa ma TV, but nowadays we see that we are together. So let's continue all fighting for the cause until we redeem this country. So mumesikia LSK, huyo ni moja tu wa members wao, and they are always with us. And of course, tuko na watu pia wa tabaka tofauti. They are always part of the movement. That is why it is, important that you understand that this movement, it is not a joke. When you see professionals coming and sacrificing their time to redeem this country, especially like kama lawyers up, they know that things are not right in this country. They know that kwamba mambo inaenda sivyo. So ni jukumu ya kila moja tuweze na sisi pia kusacrifice our time sacrifice everything that we have and fight for this country. Kesho lazima tujitokeze kwa wingi. Kwanza mjue numbers numbers peke yake itatupatia a lot of determination. They cannot do anything when we have good numbers. And ukija hata wakati ukiona uniform, of course that usiogope, because that is what we are expecting. They will be there. Police always, they have to be present around the president, that is normal. They have to be present around parliament, that is normal. So wakati unakuja ukiona na uniform, don't fear. And of course hata wakati mtu because sometimes they try to intimidate you. Unaenda wapi, unafanya nini, you are a Kenyan. In fact hata hiyo kesho, I don't know even are we calling it a protest or we are going to give audience, because it is a parliament presence, na sisi tuko na haki ya kwenda hapo na president anaenda pale. So kwa nini tusikue around hiyo mahali? So it is always them that they always want to create that scene of kusumbuana. But lazima tujitokeze kwa wingi. And yes, vile Wanjiru advocate ametoa maoni ni kuwa yes, kama ni gari ya polisi, if mtu umeenda, make sure kuwa at least mark everyone ambao mko nao pale wa protest, identify kila moja, mjuane, mweke list. Hiyo list kila moja kuwe na list. Kama mko watu 5, wacha kila moja kuwe na list ya watu 5. Kama ni KOT, Fabish, Mkenya, Yasa, Samuel, then Samuel pia kuwe na list ya Yasa, Mkenya, Fabish, KOT, hivyo. So ndio mmoja wakati labda ataenda kotini na mwingine agenda, at least ako na hiyo list. That is very important. Then ikifika kwa mambo ya, of course, mambo ya masubaru, usikubali mtu kutekwa na wauni. We have to create commotion, as you have been saying always. Create commotion, never allow, not unless they identify themselves very clearly. Na waseme kwamba wanampeleka wapi. Lakini kama tu anakuja kama wauni, don't allow. Create commotion. Those are criminals. Don't allow our comrade to be abducted by a criminal. If he's a police officer in uniform, that one we can understand. Though, even before they arrest you, also they must tell you the reason why they are arresting you. Because it is what you are doing is not illegal to protest. The constitution is very clear. You are not armed. So, or even police, as they are trying to arrest, also they must justify the arrest. But anyway, if they arrest you, let's follow that advice, kuwa make sure kwamba at least umeweza kuidentify wale watu ambao uko pamoja na wao, na mmeweza kujuana, na at least ukajua jina kila moja, ndio watu waweze kufuatiziwa. So thank you so much. Kutoka hapa I think tunaenda kwa, is it the ghost of Nairobi?
Yes. Good evening. So I've been waiting, I've been boiling wakati wamesema hiyo juu ya kushikwa, because now the government has made it clear that si polisi, si hawajui ni nani anashika watu. Please, can we make it our personal initiative if you see somebody arresting someone, because the government has come out clear to say that it's not police officers. Huyo mtu apigwe kichapo cha nguruwe kuingia kwa msikiti, apigwe proper, kwa sababu ukikataa si wewe na ukipigwa ukuje kusema ni wewe, then you have a problem, because this thing has been going on from ile maandamano ya kwanza, maandamano ya pili, maandamano ya tatu. People are still disappearing. People are coming rocking, we are to sneaker, wanakaa kama wakale wanaenda kukimbia huko juu kwa mlima asubuhi, and they are here in town arresting people. It's really unfortunate that this is the kind of governance that we are having at this age. Like somebody will wake up in the morning just to come out, arrest you for no good reason, just because you're coming out to fight for what will help him or her with the family. Si kama ati hizi haki zenye tunapigania ni sisi individuals tutakuja kuenjoy the freedom we want right now. Probably hata KOT ama mimi hatutaienjoy, but the people to come, the children that we are bringing to this country, they will get the freedom they deserve. You can wake up one day and go out there. It's not a problem. You're not a criminal. You're just fighting for what you believe in, and you shouldn't shy away from that. Just because some other people have made it a tradition whereby ukiongea vile una feel, you're becoming a criminal ama you deserve to be killed. Hakuna mtu alileta mwingine hapa. All of us, we were born here. Hakuna mtu ametoka Uganda akakuja hapa. Kenya ni yangu, Kenya ni yako, Kenya ni ya kila mtu mwenye ako hapa, and it doesn't belong to Ruto, it doesn't belong to these politicians who think that they are the messiahs. They can decide when we are supposed to be happy and when we are supposed to be sad. Even if we have to go to maandamano tukule njugu za hao vijana wanauza kutoka sijui ni Rwanda ama ni gani, we can do that. It's Kenya, it's our country. So kesho tutokee. Mimi have been showing up though for the last one sikutokea because we ended up being there watu wawili. Mimi ni KOT alikuwa Mkenya Daima pia alikuwa anakimbia hapo. It's so unfortunate. But mtu asiwahi kuforce. If you don't believe in a thing, usikuje hapa kupea watu moral. If you're coming to say here that tomorrow we are meeting, please show up. Thank you.